Hello, Jeremy and Wendy Myers here, in case you haven't figured that out yet. Talking about my book, Adventures in Fishing for Men, a humorous satire of Christian evangelism. And we are discussing chapter 13. And if you have not read this chapter, just pause right here, go read it. It becomes very obvious by the first paragraph on page 86, which is the third paragraph in the chapter, that this chapter is making fun of the Trinity Broadcasting Network and all of the Pentecostal, charismatic, health and wealth gospel preachers and teachers that you get to hear if you or are forced to hear, or are tortured to hear if you ever watch that television station. I got to be honest, I haven't spent a whole lot of time in my life watching TBN, Trinity Broadcasting Network.
I'm one of those lucky ones.
I once did, just for entertainment purposes. I don't know if you remember, Wendy, we visited the TBN headquarters in Dallas, Texas.
It was decorated very pretty.
Yeah, we walked on. Why were we there? Just to see it?
Yeah, they had really pretty lights at Christmas.
That's right.
We took our girls, they were little.
Yes, they decorated it
4,
very
6,
nicely.
and 2.
It was like a palace, a Greco-Roman palace, right? It was like made out of, was it like marble maybe? White marble. It had the pillars.
We saw it at night, so if we're wrong, we're sorry.
And a manicured lawn. There was a big fountain out front.
Yeah, like a lawn from like the French palace.
Right, from one of those. Yep.
It's what your money buys, folks.
And I seem to remember there was like brass or gold.
Yeah, they had a sign out front that bragged about the amount of gold that was used for some of their statues.
Yeah, they had something on top or something that was covered in gold. Or anyway,
it's very pretty Christmas lights.
That's Trinity Broadcasting Network. And so here in the chapter, he likes to watch TV all the time because he figures that watching Trinity Broadcasting Network will make him a better fisherman, because everybody on the channel are obviously wonderful fishermen because they have all these wonderful stories about fishing.
Right.
Now he says, I never actually see them do any fishing on the TV, but they have great stories. Like, what does he talk about? Going to Iran and almost,
Africa.
Going to Africa. Oh, almost getting eaten by lions in Africa. How the Taliban almost killed him when he went to Iran, and so on. So, and then and then this, in case you couldn't figure it out, this favorite fisherman with his hair bleached out, that's Benny Hinn.
Oh, got it.
So, anyway, health and wealth, prosperity. And this sermon that I haven't watched a whole lot of TBN, but I have watched enough, even on YouTube. And at my work at the prison at various times, for whatever reason, not under me, but with other supervisors, they have brought in some of these health and wealth, charismatic, prosperity gospel preachers. And I've noticed that they pick up this rhythm, which I have in the chapter, where it's like every fourth or fifth word, they put on the syllable ah at the end. It is so weird. I don't know why they do that.
Got a lot of school for that.
Yeah. And then, every third or fourth paragraph, they break into speaking in tongues. Allah azabala tala. Okay. And so, you can listen to the audio. I think I had fun reading this chapter because I tried to sound like one of these preachers I've heard. But, fishing is dangerous. Anyway, that's sort of how it sounds. It is so annoying. And then at the end, he sends in a check for a $1,000 donation because that's what the guy was asking him to do. Because, you send in the check, God's going to bless you, make you into a great fisherman, and God is going to give you back tenfold or 100-fold compared to what you give. Yeah. And so that's the chapter. It's pretty obvious, blatant. This is not going to be helpful with evangelism.
No, it's just sad.
Yeah. Do you have...
all I have is that it's sad. I just hope nobody gets sucked up in this anymore.
Yeah.
It's very sad. People can't. I mean, the saddest part is when he can't pay the bills and his wife has no knowledge of what he did until he's done it, so she can't say stop. Or And I mean, we run into these people where they literally spend their money on helping these institutions that aren't even real. And it's so sad. It's just sad.
Yeah, in fact, I've heard lots of stories about that. Even some of the sermons I've heard, one or two or three that I've heard on YouTube, they even sometimes say, look, if you have $1,000 bill, but you don't have the money to pay it, send in to us the money that you do have, and God will multiply your gift. And
that's wrong.
It is wrong. They're stealing from people is what
Yeah.
they're doing, and that's exactly what happens here. He doesn't. Yeah. He sends in his money instead of paying his bills. And he gets the bottle of fishing water, which is probably just tap water.
Yeah.
And I've heard of people doing that. You know, there's these accounts in Acts where the handkerchief heals somebody or the shadow falls on somebody and heals them. So I've heard of people selling holy handkerchiefs. You know, you send in a gift of $1,000 and we will send you this holy handkerchief that's been blessed by, you know, the preacher, the pastor, by Benny Hinn or
holy water is expensive. I remember you had to get it for one of your groups at prison. And they needed some sort of holy water. You had like $100 for a little vial of holy water.
That
and
was
I'm like,
the
why
anointing
didn't
oil.
you just anointing oil? I'm like, why don't you just take some of my essential oil and put it?
It's basically just olive oil in a little tiny glass vial.
But it's $100.
It's so expensive. I've often said, I work with a lot of religions. I've often said, if you want to become filthy rich, invent a religion, and then make up something that you can buy down at Walmart for $1. Then you're going to bless it and pray over it and maybe put some little stencil or something on it.
Something.
And then sell it for $100.
Yeah.
And require, this is part of the religion. You have to buy this. This makes God happy. If you buy this hat with the special
the hat,
stencil.
that's what you said.
Yeah, the special felt hat with the special design symbol on it. This makes God happy. Or the oil or the handkerchief or the whatever. Don't do that.
Don't do it.
Don't invent the religion that way, but so that's what a lot of religions seem to be. Okay, that's it.
That's about it.
Anything else? Just stay away from TBN unless you're watching it for entertainment purposes.
Got people watching.
Yeah. Then you can watch and laugh. All right, we'll see you in the next chapter, which is attending the fishing club.
Ooh.
Wendy knows what the club is.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we'll see you there.